love it. I love it. I love it. Look at this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Hey, I'm not surprised.
What's up, guys? Leighton here. This channel is called UFC Gambling Addicts, and I'm mainly going to bring out gambling advice or prediction videos, you know, the stuff you're normally used to. But this video is going to be quite different. Now, it is to do with gambling to an extent, but it's not going to be like predictions or anything like that. This is just a topic I feel strongly on. This little video is going to be called "To Put It Bluntly." One reason is because I have a blunt, and anyone who has a blunt as well, then feel free to smoke up. And another reason is because, you know, I'm trying to put my opinion out there bluntly regarding this situation. Now, if you disagree with me here, that's cool. Again, like, you know, it's always cool to disagree. If you agree with me, that's also cool. But the main objective of this just little chat is to, if I can help anybody see the light on this situation, then I've done a good job. Now, if you still listen to this recording and you don't see it as, well, I've seen the light, that's fine. I'm not trying to convince everyone, but if I can help just one person, then I feel like I've spent my time wisely today. Just to start way back, I made this channel because I wanted to show people you can gamble on fights and you can make money. You don't have to pay people. So, MMA betting touts, I don't agree with them. I strongly disagree with anybody, any human that graces this earth. If you ask for money for one of your picks, I strongly disagree with the practice you are following, with the belief you're following, with the arrogance you hold within yourself to seek money from others because you feel that you have a stronger opinion, a better opinion, a more consistent opinion. I completely disagree with this. I'm already getting quite vented. This is a very different video, so I'm going to spark this blunt. So, you know, I've always disagreed with this. You get these people in every type of sport. You get these people in football, basketball, whatever sport you want. You get these people who think that they are better than other people in regard to watching and understanding this sport. Now, like I say, I started this channel to prove to everyone you don't need to pay. So if there's anybody who listens to me, who subscribed to me, just kind of think to yourself for a minute what you're actually doing. If there's anyone who pays someone out there for an opinion regarding a fight card, just have a little think about what you're doing. Because ultimately what you're doing is basically saying to yourself, I don't know enough and this person does. Now, let's pretend that is accurately true. Okay, so if you don't watch UFC, if you're not a real fan, if you have, you know, huge responsibilities every day and you don't catch UFC cards, you don't catch UFC fights, you barely know the ins and outs of the sport, you don't know what's happening on a weekly basis and all that kind of stuff, then maybe I would say, well, okay, if you're paying someone and you really don't know much about the sport, you don't watch the fights, okay, maybe that's fair enough. But if you're someone who listens to prediction videos, has been following the sport for years, has gambles on other sports and all this type of stuff, you know, if you're an MMA fan, if you're a UFC fan, there is absolutely no reason to give away your hard-earned money to somebody else who is clearly a fraud. Now, am I saying so? You know, I'm not naming names. I've been a strong believer of this for, you know, ever since I started betting. And my betting strategy, my betting tactics, they've changed. They change all the time. year by year, I see how different I become of a gambler, of somebody who looks at lines. I look at lines and fights and matchups very different to other people who are doing this. You know, they're taking people's money, and the way they look at this stuff is very different to the way I look at it. So maybe that's why I feel so passionate about this subject. Yeah, so as I was saying, man, I don't know how these people sleep at night. I don't know how they think this is an okay thing to do. Like, nobody's opinion is worth money. Nobody. Now, like I said, if you don't follow the sport, then maybe you're the type of guy who should give away your money to somebody and, oh, bet this guy this week, bet this guy, and maybe. But if you do follow the sport, and I know so many people follow the sport, and they still actively give their money away every week, it doesn't make sense to me. Now, let me give you an example how these people are fraudsters. Let me give you another example, right? Say this week has 12 fights, right? Say next week has 12 fights. Let's say for the next 5 weeks, 12 fights. What's that? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 52, 54, 56, 60 fights, right? 60 fights over the next 5 weeks. So let me make a pick for all of those 60 fights. And I'll hand the same document with 60 fights to a casual, to somebody who catches maybe 3 pay-per-views a year, a couple fight nights. I'll give the same document with the same fights to a casual, and I'll ask him to pick all 60 fights. I guarantee you at some point, mate, and I'm going to say this a lot of points, that casual will pick a fight that is right and you will have the wrong pick. And that's not because you don't know the sport. That's not because the casual knows more than you, or the casual is somehow better at betting than you, or, you know, you're probably most likely definitely going to finish with more picks right over those 60 fights. But there's going to be times you get that fight wrong and the casual gets the fight right. Why is that? Because the only thing predictable in MMA is it's unpredictable. So how anybody can gauge their opinion as something that's worth money, it blows my mind. It blows my mind that this is still happening. And every single week I'm going to be here to prove that this practice is ridiculous. I'm going to be here every single week. I can prove that I made profit, not paying anybody, not doing anything other than being a fan of this sport, loving the sport down to its core. I'm going to prove this every single week. And I hope one day that I have like a much bigger channel than now. I hope I have a channel where a lot of us are you know, we're battling this type of practice. Now, I'm not trying to, you know, these people who do this, who receive money every week to give out their opinion. Now, it's their job, right? It's their job. But their job's wrong. Let's just be completely honest. It is morally wrong. Now, there's a certain type of person who these people attract. Now, I said it earlier. It would be mainly somebody who doesn't know much about the sport. That is the type of person I'm willing to accept, you know, as, okay, maybe give this person $10, $20 for this week, and they can probably make you a good $100, $200, right? That's fair enough. However, other people who do watch the sport week in, week out may pay this person because they're not the most confident person in life. They haven't got the strongest of opinion when they walk through that door. You know, when they walk into a room of people, they're not the most confident person in that room. Now, you're taking advantage. You're taking advantage of people, man. Like, you know fine well when you lay your head to rest at night, when you take people's money, you know fine well you don't have a godlike opinion. Nobody's opinion is worth money. And it angers me, man. It angers me that these people are actively taking money off of people who aren't the most confident person in life. You know, they're not the most strongly opinionated, and that's the type of people I see kind of making sure these people are still earning money every week. You know, these people are fraudsters. You know, they have no contract to MMA, they have no contract to the UFC, they have no contract to be in media. They have nothing other than an interest to watch MMA because they're a fan of it. Now, I don't know at what point they decided of being a fan that they were above everybody else. I don't know what point anyone who asks for money for their picks decides that. When do you decide that? You know, it angers me, boys. It really angers me. And if I can help anybody see that giving your money away every week to somebody to make money is nothing short of ridiculous. Now, I still am. I'm English, you know, so I'm a strong football fan. For the first 18 years of my life, it was football. Now I knew MMA existed. I knew all these organizations existed. Did I follow MMA? No, I was a casual. I was a casual, you know, and when I really started to watch MMA, like, you know, a few fights that aren't the big ones, I quickly fell in love with it, man. I quickly fell in love with it, and every single fight I watched, the passion grew. You know, the styles, the different styles, the different types of movement, all of this stuff, my passion just grew and grew. And then I listened to post-fight interviews, and then I learned about the fighters. I learned the roots, and my passion is still, it is growing so much for this sport, you know. And when you have that type of passion, when you have this passion, yeah, boys, you can see through this betting tout shit. I'm gonna put it bluntly. You can see right through it. You only have to listen to these guys speak. If you're a real passionate fan, just listen to these guys speak, and you can see right through it. They know inside that what they're doing is wrong. Now listen, I respect you for the MMA betting touts. I respect you for putting your opinion out there and helping people who may not know. But at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, your opinion is just your opinion. It isn't godlike. You have no other help other than deciding for yourself. And you're not inside the octagon, so all you have is an opinion. So once again, your opinion is not worth money, and you should do the right thing, you know? It doesn't take like religion to help you do the right thing. Just do the right thing. Help people for free. Show people you can win money by being a good person and put your opinion out there for free. Why would you take other people's money for your opinion? Now, personally, if I did that, some passion would die in me. It would die in me. Like, how can I be as passionate about the sport, doing what I do, predicting, breaking down, doing all this stuff to help people every week freely? How can I do all of that and ask for money? It would make me. It wouldn't make me who I am, man. It would take away passion. It would just. I don't know, man. It annoys me. It annoys me that these people are out there. It's something that needs to go, and the best bit of advice I can give to anyone who is paying these people is just watch the sport, love the sport, and just learn from your own mistakes, and just realize that nobody's opinion is worth more than your own. Now, I said at the start of this, everyone may not agree with me. There may be a few people out there that are still going to pay for picks after this, and maybe that's just been your way from the start, and that's always going to be your way. But for as long as I'm here, for as long as this channel is running, everything is going to be free. Everything is going to be free, and I don't say that because, I feel like I have a godlike opinion and oh my God, like opinion's going to be free. No, I'm just a normal guy who loves to watch fights. I love to follow careers. I love to see debuts. I love to see it all every week, boys. I don't care where we are. Argentina, Singapore, I don't care. I love it all. I don't want to complain about these cards. I don't want to beat up the UFC. I just want to be a fan. I want to enjoy it all. I want to love the sport for what it is. Yes, there's flaws in the sport. Is 3 judges better than 5? No. You know, 5 judges, I can sit here and complain all day that we should have more judges, but that's just bringing a negative vibe, you know? That's for a different, let's put it bluntly, episode maybe. By the way, this ain't going to be a thing I'm doing often. I had to speak about this, man, because for those who are newly subscribed, for those who haven't been here long enough to hear me speak about these similar type of words I'm speaking, the main objective I had when I created this channel was to show that you do not have to pay anybody a penny to make money watching this sport. Not 1 penny. And I'll be completely honest, boys, yeah. When I first started getting into this sport, when I decided, oh, do you know what? I'm not just gonna catch this main card. Next week, I'm gonna watch the Fight Pass prelims, and then I'm gonna. Do you know, boys? This is how clueless I was when I first got into this. I didn't even realize there was Fight Pass prelims. I'm watching the prelims at work, and they're showing highlights. I'm like, it just started. What? It just started. How have I missed fights? And I still couldn't figure it out. It took me like 3 weeks of experience that. It took me 3 weeks to realize, oh damn, there's 3 fights before the prelims. I thought the prelims were the prelims. That's how clueless I was when I got into this. And did I ever think, wait, hang on, I need to start paying someone here? No. That is not the way. If you want to get to a point where, okay, let's imagine you started paying these people because you want to be at the point of their knowledge. Let's imagine that. Okay, well, the best way to do that is to not pay them. Struggle. You know, I struggled. I didn't even realize there was Fight Pass prelims. Now, are you going to take any knowledge from that guy? Are you going to listen to that guy give you predictions? No, you're not. That person is going to end up struggling, making bad picks, realizing months and years later that they're making bad picks, realizing, learning. Do all of this stuff, and you're going to become so passionate with the sport that you can see through these people who are taking people's money. And it angers me. It really angers me, boys. I'm not going to lie. I've only got half a blunt left, and I'm going to wrap it up there, but it angers me. So yeah, like I said, man, if I've helped anybody realize, I've done my job again. I've done my objective for my channel once again, and I'm gonna keep doing that every week. Every week, you know, if we disagree in the comments every week, I love it. I love disagreement. If we agree, I love that. If I can help someone, I love that. If I can show someone information that they may not have known about, that they would have received via paying, I love that. I thrive on that. I'm trying to show people, man. I'm trying to be everything that these people who pay think these other people are, and I'm trying to do it all for free. I don't want to see people pay people for opinions. It's wrong. It's wrong. Like, I know people make money through it, but listen, let's take it somewhere else, man. Like, do people agree with people making money through selling stuff like heroin? No, it's wrong. It's wrong. You're a criminal. These people who are betting touts, man, listen, I had a heated argument. Well, not really an argument. I'm just voicing my opinion. That's all I'm gonna do on this channel. I had a little bit of a back and forth with this guy in my betting group. Like, he's a part of my betting group, and we're friends, you know. He can be a MMA betting tout. We'll still be friends. But I told him, listen, you're wrong. You know what you do is wrong. You know every week you're wrong sometimes. You know every week I'm wrong sometimes. You know everyone in this group. Will Martin, who's another guy who does all of this for free. Will Martin's a part of that group. There's a lot of really high level guys who are very passionate about the sport who are a part of that group. And sadly, there is one or two who think making money based off of their opinion is the way to go. And it saddens me, boys. I'm not going to lie. It saddens me. So once again, if you're one of these people who are just newly subscribed to me, or if you're one of these people who have been subscribed for 7 months and you've been watching MMA for a year, trust me, struggle by yourself. Be angry. Be angry with yourself when you realize what you did was silly. Struggle, and during that anger, during the struggle, you're gonna find more passion. And when you find more passion, and when you see improvements, you're going to realize and start to realize more and more every week that these people are fraudsters. Trust me. Now, I said something earlier. I said something about my evolution of the gambler I've been, right? So here's a picture on screen. Look at the year of this picture. I used to be this guy. I used to be the guy who staked these massive bets. This guy who thought, well, if £100 gets me £20 back or whatever, that's a really good bet, right? That's a sure bet. Well, what I'll do then is I'll add an extra zero on top of that. I'll make it £1,000 bet, and I'm getting back this amount of money. Now, anyone who places big bets, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. Anyone, we all have different betting strategies and all of that stuff, but this, when you keep betting and betting and betting and betting, you're gonna realize, like, placing these massive bets, they're not good, man. Listen, just follow a sport, love the sport, and love it purely for what it is. Picture the sport without betting, and when you picture a sport without betting, betting's gonna become so much easier to you. Now, I found that sport for me. It wasn't football. I love football. I really love it. But it was a betting thing as well for me. I used to bet a lot on football. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm a massive Chelsea Football Club fan. I used to follow Chelsea away every single week. You could type my channel in, Crazy Barnet. Just type in Chelsea and Crazy Barnet, CrayZayBarnet, and you're gonna see, man. You're gonna see loads of videos on this YouTube channel of me just following this club away from home. Like, I'll be everywhere in England you can picture. I've been there following this team every single 14 days away from home, and that's the passion I've found with MMA. I absolutely love keeping up to date with MMA. I want to learn about these guys. I want to follow them every single day. I want to keep up with the news, predict fights, break down fights. I want to do this every single day, and I don't ever want to do it to be paid. I don't ever want to do it to take other people's money because I can do it better than you. This isn't something that's a job. When you find a sport that you love because of what it is, you should never make it a job. If you want to be inside that organization, then look into refereeing, look into being a judge, look into being a matchmaker or something else in the UFC, look into being a fighter, look into being all this stuff. But when you just watch a sport, you should never think, do you know what? I'm going to take people's money because of this sport. I'm going to take people's money. Whether I'm wrong or right, every week I'm going to make it look like I'm some type of god with this track record. I'm sure a lot of us can sit here with track records. A lot of us can say we took Henry Cejudo. A lot of us can say I took Amanda Nunes against Cyborg. A lot of us can say I cracked both the DC Stipe fights. I can say all of these things. I can make it look like I have some kind of godlike record, but in reality of things, in the true reality, of what this is. I'm just somebody who loves the sport, and I make picks. And there's so many people out there that are just like me. Everybody who watches this video, listens to this, everybody who comes to my videos and leaves their comment, I literally look at you as another version of myself. This person just loves the sport. This person just wants to bet on the sport. This person just wants to watch the sport. This person is just like me. And I love that. I love that in this community. I feel like I just have all of these people who are just like me. And to see other people who maybe are as passionate and maybe as knowledgeable, if not maybe more passionate and more knowledgeable, but to see them turn it into a business revenue, to see them turn it into, well, I'm going to make money because of this, it's sad. It's really sad. So if I helped anybody, I love you. If I didn't help you, I still love you. I'm going to do this for free every single week. And I'll catch you boys on the baddest motherfucker card. I can't wait for that. Peace.